guys, welcome back to the channel. We are back in the garage today and we're going to do something different. One of the issues that I've had with after installing the Chigee AIO-6 on the Rhino here is that this front facing camera, there really isn't anywhere else I could find to actually place the camera, and this was the only other spot available for me to place it. However, as you would probably agree, it is a bit of an eyesore to have the camera there. And I've been trying to find for spots, and the only other place I could think about is to sort of somehow mount it in this grill here. However, this grill doesn't have a cutting to place the camera. Now, if you watch the bike thing from UK, what he has done is he actually sells this online on his website, whereby he's managed to drill a hole and put a rubber gasket over it just for the right size, but he sort of designed it a bit for the INNOVV dash cam. So unfortunately, it doesn't quite fit for the Chigee AIO-6 camera. So what I did next was I joined the Chigee forums on Facebook, and on the Chigee forum I found a guy by the name of Joost, who is from the Netherlands, and he actually was in the process of 3D printing one of these custom grills to fit the camera. So I hit Joost up and I said, Joost, I really would love to get my hands on one of these 3D printed prototypes that you've got, and if you can send me one, I would really appreciate it. So big thank you and big shout out to Joost, because Joost has actually sent me two of the prototypes that he has actually 3D printed, and they're actually pretty awesome what he has done. So there are two different ones here. This is the lower version, and you can see that the camera mount is a bit lower, and this is the high version where the camera mount is a bit high. So I'm really excited with the quality. Joost has 3D printed this and painted them and so on, and he was kind enough to actually mail it to me all the way from the Netherlands. And I really can't thank him enough for doing this, because I don't have a 3D printer and I would never know how to actually design one of these. I don't even know how he got the whole design done. So he's a genius, and a big thank you to Joost for actually sending this over. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to try to replace this, place this here and try to mount the cameras and take you through the process of how that is done. To actually install the grill, it's actually quite cumbersome. It's a cumbersome process because you actually have to remove this entire front panel. The whole front panel needs to come off, and then you will be able to access the bolts that are actually holding this. There's some rubber gaskets and so on. There's no other way for you to remove this without actually removing the panels. So what we need in order to do this job is, because everything on the BMW is Torx, so you just need a few Torx keys. I've got like a ratchet, screwdriver, and one of these as well, just to go through the process. You'll have to remove these winglets first, and then you'll remove the front top cover, the side cover, and that will give you access to this. Now, first things first, I'm going to have to remove the old camera mount. Remove that, and then there are two screws underneath here to remove this front peak, and then that will free up these two sides of the peak. There will be a left side and a right side, and I'll try to take you through the process as much as I can. So what I'm doing now is I'm removing the camera from the mount here. That's just a Torx T10, and I'm just going to put back this in there and make sure it's just so that I don't lose anything. This can then just stay here for a time being. Now underneath here there are two screws. You got to remove that to remove this front peak, and they would be a Torx 25. So I'll just have to remove these ones from the bottom. Okay, as you've seen, I've removed the front peak, and then I'll just put back, so that we just don't get confused, I like to just put back the screws to where they belong, because some of these screws are sleeved and some are not sleeved, and these ones here are sleeved screws. So I'm just going to put them back there, and then at the bottom here there's another screw, also a Torx 25, you'll have to remove that one as well. So I'm just going to remove that one. And this is also a sleeved. That's just to free up this side. So with that done, I can now go ahead and remove this part out. In order to do that, I will first have to remove this winglet. So I'm going to do that now. And for all of this, they will all generally just be all Torx T25. And that comes out. And I just like to keep the screws back in there so that you know which belongs to where. You don't get confused later on. Okay, so I've removed the winglet, and then you need to remove the screw from here. There's one screw there, there's one screw here, and then there's another screw in here, this one here. This is really, really hard to get out because it's in a very weird position. The best way to get that out is if you remove the top part of your crash bars here. So just undo the screw from inside. That's a Torx 50, and then you can just pull that down gently like that, and this will sort of give you a bit more leverage to get in there and undo this particular screw here. Okay, and the other thing we also need to remove is we need to remove this top part of the tank cover. And in order to do that, you just got to remember there are about 2 screws here, the bottom ones. They are shorter, they are not sleeved. And then there are 2 screws here, which is slightly longer and also not sleeved. And then we have got 2 screws here and 1 screw just there, which is a longer one. So there's total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 screws that you need to remove. And once you remove that 7, you can just pull out the cover and it should just come off fairly easily. That was fairly straightforward. Remove the top tank cover. So I've got the top tank cover here, safe and sound. I've got the right hand side peak, also safe and sound. And now we just have to remove this side of the peak, and that should give us access to the front. So let's do that now. Okay, so I have removed the top crash bar, just pulled it out slightly. So again, there is 1 screw here for this one, by the looks of it. And then once you remove that, there will be another hard to get screw just there. So I'm going to do this very quickly. It's just a Torx T25 for this one as well. And it's a longer screw and non-sleeved. And then there's this one here you got to remove, which is also the cover for to access your radiator. So you can see that loosen things up a little bit. Just make sure you know which screws belongs to where. So then with that, you just have to, this thing has got a clip that sits underneath here. Just have to press it down and pull it out and use a bit of force. And once that's out, you should then just be able to get into this part here and remove this screw. All right, as you can see, it's quite a bit of a panel removing exercise to remove all of this, the front peak and so on, but that then gives us full access to this. And to remove the grill, all you need is to undo these Torx T20 screws here. There are 2. There's one here, fairly long, and there's the other one here on this side. And then underneath here, there's 2 rubber grommets and a hook that you just sort of got to gently, very gently, just remove, just pull it down towards you, like so. You can see the one side has come out, and then you got the other side out. And then, with that out of the way, you can just gently then just slide this thing out, like so, and it comes off. And that's the original one. So now what we need to do, we need to remove these rubber grommets and we need to repurpose it on the other bit that we've got. So let's do that. Okay, so I've replaced this, removed these backings from the original plate, put that in, put the grommets, and now Joost has also created this housing for the actual camera. So I'm just going to remove that as well, so that I can basically try to place the camera in before I mount this. So just going to lose the second one slightly. There. The camera has also got an arrow, a dot that shows the orientation where it points up. So you want to make sure you get that aligned properly. So I'm going to put this in like so. And then just like that. See how it fits in flush. And then just replace the other bits on there like so. Like that. So now the camera is in, and I can tighten this one back up, and we should be good to roll. Okay, so as you can see, I've installed the camera. It's really flush in there. Looks so OEM. Really super happy. Now we need to put this back in. But as you can see, I've got the Lone Rider lights here with the crossbar coming here. So it's going to be a bit hard to put this back in there. The original, the OEM one, is a bit flexible. This is not flexible. So I'm just going to slightly loosen this on both sides. This shouldn't in any way affect the alignments of your motor lights. So, and then that's going to give me enough space there. And now all I need to do, remember that the grommets are here. So you can see here, these rubber grommets need to go into these hooks here. And then these holes need to come into these clips here. So you sort of got to somehow gently slot them in. Putting the cable at the back, and then okay, the bottom clips in first. I think that's the better option. Bit of a struggle. All right, I've got the bottoms in, and then you do this on the left hand side, and then finally you do the right hand side one. And there you go, they're in. So that's it. I've fixed it in. And now it's time for us to replace the panels. But before that, just an important note, just to make sure the camera orientation is correct, turn on your Chigee device, look at the cameras and make sure the camera orientation is right. Because once you put this in, there's no way of getting them out. So while we are doing this, I figured to kill two birds in one stone, and I'm also going to install the Unifilter high performance pre-filter for the R1250 BMW GS. It also fits the 1200 and also fits the 1250 GSA. Basically the same thing, but these are pre-filters that sort of go into the air intake, which is just here. You've got the air intake, one on the left and one on the right. And you can see it's a bit of a hassle to get to, so it's best that when you've got this open, you can just put the air filter in there and you know, get it all done at the same time. So you have to pre-oil these filters. So I have pre-oiled them, and I bought the specific oil from Unifilter, and you can see they're pretty you know, gooey once you oil them properly. Sticky, and they actually, you can see them quite slimy and sticky. Just before we do it, just give it a good squeeze again. Just make sure all the oil penetrates through properly. And then, because summer is coming, and with summer you get a lot of dust, really fine Australian dust. I am also planning a trip, hopefully towards the end of this year, early next year. So be nice to run this. So all you do is you place these filters into the hole like so. It goes in just straight there, and then it sleeves up like so, like that. And then you just have to cable tie it, and you do the same on the other side. Pull that out slightly, just goes in there like so. I should probably be wearing gloves, but I don't have any gloves at the moment. They are mineral oil, so it should be fine. And then here, so once that's in like that, just put some cable ties, and there you go. The Unifilters have been installed. You can see they go in there and they get cable tied. And then I've got one here as well. Just need to cut off the cable tie. It just goes in there. It's a bit of a fiddly fit. By right, you're supposed to remove the whole panel. I didn't. Just snugged it in there and make sure it's all right. You can see from here, it's how it's covered, and that's what you want on both sides. And with that, now I'm going to put back all the covers and show you the final product. There you go. Okay, so I have completed the whole installation. I'm really glad that I also managed to put in the Unifilter as well. That was something that I wanted to do for some time now. Just figured I would just wait for this part to come so that when I do it, I'll do it all at one go. While I was at it, I also cleaned my K&N filters that I had on the bike. And now I've installed everything, and I'm going to show you what the end product looked like. So here we go. You can see there. That's how OEM it looks. It's pretty cool. So installed all the covers, installed everything back. Bike is looking great now. I even repositioned the rear camera as well now. So the rear camera just sits underneath here. I made this bracket here, a special bracket, and I sort of just mounted it onto this nut and bolt that was from the Lone Rider mounting plate. So now it sits just at the back there, and that's not going to come off because now it's no longer on sticky tape, so that's going to stay there. That was some of the comments that some people gave about the sticky tape and whether it'll last. But yeah, so glad I've made all those changes. I've also got this new rally seat on the motorcycle as well, so really happy with that. And now I'm going to show you the view from the camera on the Chigee AIO-6. So turning the bike on. Yeah, so you can still see on the this part here, you got a bit of that, going back to the front camera, of the peak, but that doesn't bother me. I think that's fine. You still get the front view. You're never going to get that away because of the wide eye, fish eye, or the wide angle lens that Chigee uses for their camera. But for me, it's really good because I mean, it looks so OEM, and I don't have that camera sticking out there anymore. I think that just looks $1,000,000 to me. Really happy with how that looks. And also the rear camera, after positioning it. Yeah, so the position of the rear camera is also great, and the front camera. I think that's great. That's good enough. Super happy with that. So there you go, guys. Big thank you again to Joost from the Netherlands, who was so kind to make this prototype and send one to me. He refused to even take any money from me, so that's how kind this guy is, and I really would like to give him a big shout out and thank you. And if there's any way I could repay him, I would. And I think he should consider probably making this and selling them, because I think there'll be many of you out there who will be interested in this product here. And he has put so much of attention to detail to it that the fix and everything was just Perfect. All right. So I hope this video helped you guys. If you like this video, please give me a big thumbs up. Do like, do share, do subscribe. And also, don't forget to check out my videos from the Himalayan adventure. So episode 6 would have been released just a few days ago. So check out episode 6. There will be 9 episodes, so 3 more episodes to come. I would be really, really grateful if you could check out those Himalayan adventures because they are spectacular. With that, guys, I'll let you go. Thank you again. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.